I'm very passionate about this topic because there's a lot of false teachers out there. This is what one lady sent me. She said, "Pastor, how do you feel about a pastor telling their congregation to do violence in the streets against the new administration?" If someone is called to be a pastor, what God calls them to do is to shepherd the flock, not to divide the flock, not to incite violence against the flock. And if they're saying, hey, that we're supposed to rebel against any government administration, it's one thing if it's a government administration that's telling us to do illegal things and harmful things. Hitler should have rebelled. Every Christian should have rose up, right? It's another thing when you just don't like the policies they put in place, because if you're a pastor, there's verse after verse after verse saying, pray for, be obedient to, submit yourselves to those government leaders. And again, it's not for me to judge the heart of anyone, but the Bible says I can judge people who claim to be Christians by their fruit. And if you're calling yourself a pastor and telling your congregation to go out and do violence in the streets and hurt other people, then I'm going to say you're not really a pastor. You're not doing what God has called you to do. You're not equipping the church to go out and share and show the love of Christ. You're not equipping the church to be ambassadors of Christ. And you definitely should not be praying, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. No one's throwing up violence in the streets in heaven.